This is my survival SMP. It is with some friends. It has been going on for a while. When you play Minecraft with more than 3 people, there will be some explosions. I have been on all sides to that story, but someone crossed the line. You see, out of all the people on our server, there are two main PowerPoints, or people that rule it. Me and DJC 1046, or I will be calling him Dan or Daniel, which both of us are extremely wealthy and good at PvP. We have both suffered from bases being destroyed. To prevent the grieving, we have signed a treaty stating that anyone that would blow up a base would be the main targets of the two most powerful leaders on the server. This would include killing them and their pets. Their house would probably be taken care of too. Where is this going? Well, Jaxson4539, or Jaxson, is one of the main producers of fireworks in the entire server, supplying Daniel with rockets to Elytramace, meaning he has a whole lot of gunpowder. Whenever anyone threatens his anything, TNT will be mentioned. So he has a history of blowing some things up, but he must have done something to someone because his base is gone. 2 lava casts and a crater. There is evidence of a civilization, but even more evidence of anger and hatred. And after a week, he is still mad, and he's been on lately, like a lot. He hasn't built a new base yet. So I'm going to assume he's been at one of his favorite places, the gunpowder farm. Here's the thing, he has 2 stacks of TNT to my information. He will have no hesitation to use that on someone's entire house. Now, once you blow up the house, it is unlivable. But if you blow it up and make a crater deeper than the Mariana Trench, there is absolutely no strategic plan. In fact, it just gets rid of your TNT. I have full belief that he will do that because his temper is one of the worst I have ever seen. And I play hockey. Now, as I questioned people what they were doing, I realized some things. People were rarely online, which is good because the possible people were smaller. But the average people online was also not small. So I decided to question William as he lives decently close to his house and maybe he did something to him, but it's just a blind shot. Nobody really knows if he has anything to do with it. William, what were you doing last week on Saturday? Um, Trying to build my base. Do you know anything about these explosion and lava casts? Not at all. Not at all. Hmm. I'm just here for the crops, man. All right, thank you for your cooperation. As the investigation concluded, I realized that it was not William, as he was too close and it's just he had too much to lose. Like he has a really, really big plot of dirt at his base, which took him like a ton of hours to get, and that he would hate to see that go. He just, it's just probably not possible. Thought of other people, Eli Boji, Quint Nice Guy 30. I stared at the meaningless Minecraft timeline, trying to match the numbers. The times, only one fit. Griffin. He was on, and at the time, right before the exploded house was found, using my mob grinder. And it makes sense. He was only in diamond armor. Could Jaxson have crossed him and took his armor? Plus, as I'm writing this script, he told me he's at the creeper farm. He's even throwing other people's names around as a suspicion. Why would he be at my mob grinder? Maybe for gunpowder? Maybe he's low on gunpowder after he used a large amount of his. So I confronted him, And this is how it went. Where were you last week on Saturday?
I was at your house using your mob grinder and also using your villagers.
What time did you learn about the attacks?
Since you sent me a screenshot on Discord and you told me to get my butt over there now.
Hmm. Oh, do you remember ever losing diamond armor?
Losing diamond armor. No, I do not remember losing any diamond armor. I borrowed a couple netherite strips from you, and that was it. Well, one to be exact.
So Jackson has never crossed you in any sort of way?
Not since the attack or his base blowing up. No, I called him after
Has he
that, and I
crossed
told him
you? Has he crossed you in any way before the attacks?
no. I don't think I've actually seen him on before the attacks.
Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. Well, thank you for cooperating. There was no way it was him. No matter the evidence, it's the suspicion of him has gone from peak to low. The convincing evidence was wrong. He was too calm. The mob grinders probably to enchant his armor. The facts all pointed to him, yet his defensive points were just too strong. So who was it? I stared at the timeline. The only ones that matched up were everything lined up. Like making a Lego set made for 5-year-old. The answer was right under my nose. Your nose. Jackson, what do you think was the last thing your dog saw? Was it TNT? A sword? A mace? Flint and steel, perhaps? Because I've known. I've always known. I was there. I did it. No. No, 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 no. Not me. We. Me and Daniel have done it. The one thing that's missing was the treaty stopping all grieving from happening. That's the only missing piece. One thing. The last war was between me and Daniel. I blew up his house. He blew up mine. He was too paranoid to play the server after that. He was afraid that his house could be gone the next time he logs in. I do not blame him. I'm probably going to relog into a crater where a home used to be. I promised him a treaty, one to protect all houses to the point only someone crazy would grieve. Now, we said this back in December. They must have thought we signed it. But if you are a loyal subscriber of mine, you would know I'm somewhat of what people would call a procrastinator. And yeah, we did sign it. Me and Daniel. But not until after we blew up his base and put lava casts there. Then we went to a formal area on the server and signed it. I waited, not for long. Maybe 15 hours later, bam, base, found, bam, he's angry. More than angry, he is filled with hatred. So the suspicions began. Me and Daniel played it cool as Jaxson gathered gunpowder. I assured him there will be justice and everyone gathers suspicion. Seeing people accuse each other and defend themselves just because they know that he will make their home an infinite hole to nothing. Now, why did I do this? Well, at the time I had blown up Dan's base. He got back at me, but only in the basement. Still livable, but annoying. So, with all that, with all of this, it was fine. It was a nice home. But every time I logged back on, something was wrong. Copper chest mixed with normal chest, m- a hallway blown up, and I had an underwater house too. So it was pretty unlivable because everything was flooding in. Oh my gosh. My bamboo farm blown up, pinned on Daniel. It was not long before my house was nothing but a couple chests underwater. I had to move away, far away, to a new home. It didn't matter. You guys found it. My base. Not Daniel's, but mine. He didn't completely grief it, but it was close enough. I knew we could not get away from this. But there is one thing stopping my base from being a trench. My villagers. When you go to my basement, you could see villagers, but not any. Most of them are cured villagers. My clerks, mending, unbreaking 3, protection 4, all for the price of 1 emerald. I can imagine you wanting that, Jaxson. So that is a reason actually to not blow my base sky high. Plus, it's pretty convenient. Mob grinder, level 3, enchanting table, nether wart, sugarcane, anvils. Jaxson, if you're watching this, hear me. I don't want you to not go to war with me. Even if the odds of you are not high, not because you believe in a good cause, but I think you should convince people to join you, because if you band together, can, if people band together and believe in a cause, that's something pretty powerful. The outcome will almost definitely differ. I know Eli Boji will almost stay loyal to me. I know Raiden may come with me. I'm automatically on Daniel's side unless we split, which I don't know why we would. I encourage you to stay strong, Jaxson. I know you will make a very good opponent, even you being on a Nintendo Switch, which is a huge disadvantage, worse than an Xbox controller. I want you to try. Anyway, that basically concludes our entire video for today. There will be more content for this SMP. Uh CubeCraft did a spring update because they do that for practically every single season. Why would they not? New Bedwars maps that I will be probably making video on while my subscription is still good. Shout out to Evelyn. See you all in the next video. Jaxson, do not scream at me at school. Bye.